Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of this tutorial, and this is the sewing tutorial. Please, if you have not watched the cutting tutorial of this video, I'll link the video in the comment section. Now these are the pieces for the back, and I'll have to go and close the dart. Sorry for the time I took before posting this. I've been carried away by so many things. So now you go ahead and use half an inch to close all these dart lines, and remember that we have gathers at the sides of this, right? And this one is for the front. Yeah, so this is for the front. I will use half an inch to close all the dart areas. And remember that if you are drafting and when you are cutting, you need to add half inch around this dart area that you will use for the joining. Okay, the next thing that I will do now is to turn the cape. So this cape, if you want, you can add interface to this cape. If you want, you can just leave it this way. I will use half an inch to turn the cape. Now this is the side gathers, and I will use half an inch. Yes, I will use half an inch to hem it, or maybe 1 inch to hem the down part. Now this is the front, and you can see the V part of the front neckline, and I folded it into two to be sure that what I have there is okay. Now after joining the front, I can cut the facing. You can cut the facing when you are sewing, but for me I prefer joining before cutting the facing. All right, so after joining that front, I went ahead to cut the facing. Yeah, so now I am done cutting out the facing. The next thing that I'm going to do is to add interface to it, and then I will add bone to that V part, so that the V part will not be folding when I wear it on my body or gaping. So I'll get this half an inch bone and cut it into two. I'll cut out 2 pieces of that, and then I'll go ahead and sew it this way that I placed it. Like I'll shift by half an inch from the top, and from the V part I will stitch on it. So I'll just go ahead and mark where I will attach that bone. After attaching that particular bone, I'll also attach this one for the other side of the neckline. All right, so this V bone shape will really help you to give this dress structure. It is very important, so that when you wear it, your neckline will not be folded, because most of the time when I see people wear this neckline, their V part will be folded. Now I'll go ahead and attach my cape. After attaching the cape, you can now use your facing to turn it out. All right, so after pinning it down, go ahead and sew the cape. And then that armhole part, you can see that this cape covered the armhole part of this dress. You're still going to cut down the armhole part of this particular dress, am I right? So now after doing that, the next thing that I am going to do is to turn it with my facing. That is after stitching it around the neckline. All right, so after stitching around the neckline, you can now get your facing and then use your facing to turn up everything. Now I'll also go ahead and cut off the parts that this cape covered around the armpits area. So now I'll get my sleeve. Before I cover it with my facing, I'll get this sleeve. I've already prepared this sleeve in the former video, right? So I'll get this sleeve and pin it here. Okay, so get the sleeve, pin it here, then get the other sleeve, pin it down also, and then you will use your facing to cover it. Like your sleeve will go first before your facing. I don't hope you understand what I am trying to explain, so that this facing will help you cover the rough part of the sleeve. All right, so if you're confused about how I made the sleeve, I can drop a short video on how I made the sleeve. The video is dedicated to just the sleeve part of this dress. Now I am done turning that front with the facing. You can see the area where I fixed the sleeve from is no longer showing, so I'll go ahead and trim off the excess facing that I have. The next thing that I will do now is to also attach this sleeve to the back neckline. After attaching it to the back neckline, you can also use back facing to turn your back, or you can use bias to turn your back neckline. You can cut out facing for your back neckline, or you can use bias to turn the back neckline. So right now I will pin the sleeve this way. Just watch me as I do it. after pinning that particular sleeve, I will use bias to turn it, but if you want to use facing, you can use facing. So after turning this with bias, I'll come back and this is what we have. So now I can go ahead to shape the side of this particular dress. After shaping the side, we can now get our gathers and attach our gathers to it. So I'll go ahead and take my body measurements and then come back to attach the gather. So you can see that nobody can see where that sleeve was joined from because I turned them with facing. So attach the sleeve first, attach the sleeve to the neckline first, and then use bias or facing to turn it. So I'll take my bust measurements and my waist measurements. So now we are done shaping the side, the bust and the waist. I'll go ahead and open up the zipper allowance. After opening up the zipper allowance, I can now go ahead and attach that side gathers. I love attaching the side gathers before the zipper. It will make things easy for me. So now that I am done, you can see what we have. I have also hemmed the full length of this gown without the gathers. You know, I hemmed the gather separately. So now this is the gather. I will get the center of that gather and notch it. Fold this gather into two, get the center and notch it, and then gather it around. And your gather should stop on your dart line. Then the other one is straight. The gather should stop on the dart line. Then the rest of this dress will be straight. So this is this other gather. You will gather it. And after that, I'll come back and add my zipper allowance. It's just to go ahead and gather. Make sure that your gathering stops at the dart line. So at the end of the day, this is the V part. You can see that this V part is not bending. It is not bending at all. So that when you wear it on your body, it will relax and it will not be gaping. That V part really needs support, and that's why I used that bone for it. So guys, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thank you all. Bye.